Hello everybody, Skyrim here, back again with another Diablo Immortal video. Alright, in this one, we're going to talk about raid boss bug that has been going around this past week. Especially, I've noticed it reoccurring a lot more frequently than it has in the past. So I wanted to show that and ask all of you out there if you have experienced this. Of course, there are varying degrees to this bug as well. Some have experienced a little bit different, but it's the same raid boss. So we'll get into that one first, and then I will cover a couple of things. I have some feedback suggestions that I'd like to see implemented into the game, and also a really important one here. Bot hackers, scammers, whatever you want to call them, there's a thing going around that has been going around for a little bit, but it's gotten exceedingly worse as of late. And I wanted to bring that to everybody's attention to watch and what things to look out for and what you should obviously do to avoid it, and try to use some common sense on the issue, right? All right, so let's go ahead and get into, first and foremost, the raid boss issue here. I got a clip of it here. I'm just going to go ahead and play. It doesn't have any sound, but this is the boss, though. This is the boss of the bug issues that has happened and kicked back up to a higher degree, of course, since the last update. As we all know, whenever they give us new updates, there's always bugs that happen in some form or another. It is what it is. We've come to accept it or not. I don't know, one of the two. But either way, it is what it is. Thorncrown, Stalker of the Deep Woods. There are multiple occasions on this boss. The one that I have not experienced, however, some other players have reported on, is that the boss will go into the Vine Shield. The Vine Shield, to where it is immune to all attacks, and it stays there, I guess, indefinitely. So it doesn't come out of it, it stays there, and you're pretty much stuck with, the time running down, and there's nothing you can do about it. The only option for that one is you have to exit the raid and re-enter and try again and see if it happens again. So that is an unfortunate one. That one's very, very bad because there's nothing else you can do about that one. However, the one that I had experienced like clockwork, where it is recreatable. It's a recreatable bug, okay? I've had it happen at the exact same point in the fight 3 out of the 4 times in a row that I've tested recently, okay? So it doesn't happen every time. There is that one time it did not occur, and it was glorious. But let me go ahead and show you what that is here. Okay, at this point, you can see the boss is down to about the last third of its life. On the last health bar, it goes into the phase where it has the bugs that do the lane travel attacks. And they try to, wherever you're at, all you do is just move away from them. Pretty simple. But in this instance, you're supposed to be able to continue to fight the boss and do damage to it. Well, as you can see here in this clip, there is the horrible skill cancel bug. The skill cancel bug. And not only the skill cancel bug, but I was not able to do even primary attacks on the boss. So I wasn't able to do anything to it. Now, the only thing that did tag the boss here in this instance, while I'm just trying to wait this out, is gem skills and maybe familiar abilities and set piece abilities. That's it. That's the only things that was doing any damage. As you can see, a ticking damage on the boss, so that's definitely from the gems. But that's it. That's the only way I was able to damage it up to this point. And I'm sitting here just riding it out. As you can see, I'm on this cycle skill. I'm not on a spam build either, but I'm spamming it now because nothing's going off. And this is a literal, you have to wait it out. That's the only way around this bug. And then right there, just out of the blue, for whatever reason, the skills decided to kick back in again. The skill cancel bug went away, ability cancel bug went away, and then I was able to attack it like normal and finish it off in a matter of seconds. So it's just very, very unfortunate. It's very, very annoying in what it is. But again, that's just something I wanted to bring up to ask all of you out there if you've experienced that since this update. And again, I just wanted to bring that to everybody's attention for those that might not have experiences, or if you ever so do. This one, at least, you can ride out the tide. You can ride out the tide. So we'll just leave that one at that, right? Okay, so there's that one. Let's go ahead and jump into now the bot hacks of players, unfortunately. Some players I heard have unfortunately fallen for this, and it's disheartening to hear about and sad to hear about, mind you. So please do not be yet another statistic in this. What am I talking about? What should you look out for right here? Avoid this at all cost. Avoid this at all cost. It's this very, very simple broken English template here. Of course, they will whisper you, and if you haven't seen this already, be thankful. If you have, well, you know what to look out for, and you'd be like, yeah, just report and block. And speaking on a little side tangent with that, the block lists need to be increased. I know they did say they did. We're at 100 as far as block lists are concerned, which is still not enough on Battle.net across all their games, mind you. You can only block 100. It's pretty sad that we need more than that, but in any free-to-play game that's in existence, there's always going to be the bot plagues. It's not just this game, it's all free-to-play, because, you know, they leave those open-ended, and it just is what it is, okay? It's unfortunate that we can't, like, have a separate list for bots, and they could be immediately, once they register them to be considered bots, they should start going through and, you know, literally deleting those off that bot list that we have blocked over the course of time, so that way we can keep re-blocking new bots that occur like this. This is the one that has happened a lot more frequently. It's unfortunate to see. As you can see here, it says, "Hi, I'm clan leader. Add my Discord." Don't. For one right there, red flag, don't. Have something to inform everyone. Horrible segmented English here, of course. It's not that great as well, so more red flags. Add me to avoid being kicked out of the clan. Again, improper English sentencing, more red flags. And of course, this one right here, if somebody's whispering you and they say avoid being kicked out of clan, you see that they're level 20. They're a level 20 base. They didn't even make it to max, you know, level of 60. They made it to level 20, which these are on a reoccurring pattern whenever they send you these template messages of that nature. So red flags galore. You're not clearly in the clan with them, so that has nothing to do with you whatsoever. They just want to try to scam you and hack your account or get some, you know, obviously fishing for, you know, any kind of information they can get out of you, and just avoid it at all costs. Report and block, like I said. If you have to make space, well, you have to go into your settings for Battle.net. Go into your settings, look under friends and chat, and that is where you will find your block list in there already. And then you'll have to go through and sift through the account names that you know are gone, that you've blocked in the past, some older ones, to free up space if you are at the block cap. It sucks, but it is what it is. I had to do this myself recently, which is why I'm bringing this back up. And also I had some people ask how to, or where to find the block list exactly to clean it out and make more space. Because if you don't have block space for these, it'll just say failure when you do a report and block. You'll report them, I do believe, but you won't block them, and you'll have these unfortunate whisper messages still left, especially with the new little chat bubble that appears on new messages that they added into the game, which I'm not really a fan of. But yeah, that it's just annoying across all the board on all levels. So there is that for that. I at least wanted to highlight that. Please be safe. Please be aware of it if you haven't already seen this happen. It is just something to be, I wanted to bring awareness to. All right, and a couple other things really, really quickly here, wrapping these things out. I would like, and I put this in the feedback section here, as far as Party Finder goes. Let's face it, devs, face the music. The player base has dwindled. It is what it is. It's 3 years plus game old. Okay, it is what it is. It's just how it goes, especially in a pay-to-win mobile game. You can still play free to play, which I have, obviously, and I'm a testament to that, and as a couple others. But let's talk about like quick matching. What I wanted to see, because there are various times of the day and the night, and whatever works best for all of us as individuals. We're not, you know, we want to get in. Sometimes we just want to get in, get out as fast as possible. That's all we got time for, right? But we still want to try to get in our, you know, get our reps in. We want to get our reps in. So in this case, I'd like to see Spectral Allies be introduced at all times, not just until, you know, we hit the server difficulty or what have you. I want them to be available to us at all times, and I would like to see them count as party buff for the daily party gems. That's just the long and short of it there. It was met with a little bit of push and pull on both sides there. Some in agreement, some not. I get it. I understand. Some are like, oh, that takes away from the MMO aspect of it. It's like, it's an ARPG grind game. Okay? We need to be able to do this whenever it's most convenient for us at all times. Anyway, in regards to players on individual levels, we all have different schedules, that kind of thing, and so on and so forth. There are some times, especially in the off hours, so to speak, the non-peak hours, that are going to be light. That's a given. That's a given anywhere, right? But still, nonetheless, that's what works out best for you sometimes. Not every day. You know, sometimes you can do that schedule, but other times you want to be like, oh, I can only get on the wee hours this day in particular, and I want to get my stuff done and get my reps in, like I said. So I'd like to see that happen. I'd like to see, again, devs, just face the music on that one. Just put it in, and it should be pretty much straightforward as far as that goes. And one other one real quick. Oh yeah, speaking of challenge dungeons in the mix, of course, couple of the modifiers. The explosive reaction was a nice change when they made it red, the lightning red. However, it's still, all of them still do not show up visually, and you will get popped randomly at times in those particular ones. So if that could be addressed, if that could be fixed, that would be great and glorious. That one can stay ever since they made the change to the red lightning, just as long as we can actually see them at all times instead of getting just hit randomly with it and dropped. That's the part that sucks. But speaking of suck, sacrificial power literally sucks the life out of you way, way worse than what it did in the past. Yes, when you get down to low life, of course, it's not as bad. You can even be down to 0 health and spam galore. And, of course, this is spam immortal, as we all know, which is also part of the problem with sacrificial power being changed to what it is. In my particular case, I will run the easy on the hands cycle build because I'm beyond over breaking my fingers to run dungeons and spamming dungeons. More spam. But I'm so far over it, I just run the cycle build. But even on this one, if I would go 1, 2, 3, 4 and activate those in a row to get the full synergy, half my life bar is gone in a sacrificial power at the very outset. And I'm like, are you serious right now? So I think that needs to be either changed yet again, but every iteration that they've gone through, it seems to get worse and worse and worse. I actually prefer the older one before, as opposed to the most recent one they gave us. So either rework it again or remove it, because that one is a big reason why I don't do challenge dungeons a lot. Because of that fact, I see that's a huge deterrent as far as that goes. And honestly, regular dungeons is just fine for me. They're faster, honestly, than challenge dungeons, and you're still going in there hunting for set pieces anyway. So I'd rather just, blitz through them. No fuss, no muss, that kind of thing. And I mean, granted, for the whales, if they want to have at it, fine. But I've also seen whales in regular dungeons just the same, because more often, not just wizard, but a lot of classes we've come to face. So we're all spamming their skills, and that's just where we're at. And I'd like to honestly see that go away. I am hoping for new essences on the new essences on the way. Will give us a little bit more away from the spamminess of the game, unfortunately, but it is where we've fell into the unfortunate rabbit hole of. But anyway, let me know what you think about all things discussed here. I just wanted to play a little bit of a catch up here as far as this goes on a lot of topics. Again, play safe, be aware of those bot hacks attempts and all that kind of nature, and avoid those. Report and block, move on. The raid boss bug, we'll see how fast they get around to fixing that one. Like I said, we'll probably wait until we get the next update for that one to go away on its own. It'll cycle back out again, and we'll have some other bug in its place somewhere else. Mind you, that's just how it is. And the feedback and suggestions I had on those couple things I'd like to see change for dungeons overall. So anyway, until next time, everybody, stay safe out there in the real world, and far as always, take care of yourselves as best you can, one day at a time. And as all we can do is the best we can do for sure. Until next time, see ya.